evening and welcome back to the Cheltenham Exchange. We're here tonight with Matty, Alex, and John. No Rain Man, unfortunately. The Rain Man's a bit rough. Mr. Caught John's lurgy the other week. And we're here to preview Friday's racing at Happy Valley, because that looks about all we're going to get. No, obviously, all joking aside, the international meeting at Cheltenham. So we'll be having a look at Friday and Saturday's racing. Fingers crossed that it does go ahead. This video will be looking at Friday's racing at Cheltenham. Let's draw your eyes to my Christmas tree. I've left it on blurred because I thought otherwise we'd have to do one of those warnings about the broadcast containing flashing images. So I hope it's not too distracting. I might change angle for the second video. Enough of that shit. Thanks everybody for carrying on watching. The videos have been going down well. The third Ante-Post video seems to be getting a lot of views, a lot of traction, a lot of comments. We've less said about that, the better maybe.
Thanks, Wayne. Hi, Wayne. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Yeah,
Hi,
thanks
Wayne.
for watching, mate.
Fanny Beto. So, we hope you enjoyed tonight, Wayne. But it was noted that you're obviously watching them to the end because you weren't mentioned till the end. So, yeah, we're quite chuffed about that. At least one person's watching them through. So, without further ado, the international meeting, Friday racing, 2 days away from now. There was a bit of confusion this morning when we were talking about it because we couldn't figure out what was going on with the times of the races. But seemingly, we think it might have been moved around so that the first race on the card, the 12:05, is the cross-country race, which we think has been moved possibly in case it has to get cancelled. And Alex thinks maybe if it's stuck in the middle of the card, then you could have a big gap in the middle of racing. So, yeah, let's hope it goes ahead, as we hope the whole day's racing goes ahead. Yeah, so the cross-country kickers off. Delta Work, the winner of the cross-country at the festival, is back. So who wants to kick us off with this one, chaps?
Go on, I'll get stuck in.
Go on, Al. Get stuck in, Al.
Right, I've got one I quite fancy. So Delta Work ran at the end of November. I think it was the 20th in the Risk of Thunder Chase. I think it was called something like that. And he raced against Singing Banjo. Now on that race day, they were technically off level weights, but Singing Banjo had a £7 claimer. Delta Work beat him by, I think it was like a
neck or something,
head or a neck or something. Wasn't very far. And there's a £25 swing in the weights. So because it's a handicap, Singing Banjo is carrying. Technically, he's carrying £25 less, but he's also got. He had a claimer last time as well. So yeah, it's a £25 swing in the weights for, I mean, a neck half a length. And to me, the price difference of 3-1, 10-1 for Singing Banjo, I think is certainly a very nice each way offer really for me. So that's what I'm going to be getting stuck in on, my 10-1 Singing Banjo.
Singing Banjo.
Singing Banjo.
Been nibbled at already in a few places. They must have known. John, any thoughts?
Not really. No, I think it's quite simple, really. I think Delta Work, to be honest with you. He's got the course form in the book. He's beat most of these before, and he's just miles better than him, isn't he? Let's face it. I think if he shows up, he'll just win. So I don't think need to look too deep into this. I think Back on the Lash might chase him home into second, but yeah, as long as he's all right on the ground, then he goes. Then Delta Work for me all day long.
Could be a decent price, around 3-1 now. Then.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I know he's giving away lumps of weight, but I just think he's better than him.
Oh, Matty.
OJ. I'm still trying to load it all up. I'm having issues with the laptop there.
Have a drink, mate. Have a drink.
I've got no interest in the race. It's probably going to get called off anyway.
Positivity.
I like the optimism, Matty.
Well, no, but I've got no. I'm similar to John. I mean, if Delta Work's a class above him. If he turns up, he goes. He'll win it. He's classy enough to give the weight away. I think over these banks.
Who they'll be coming to see.
But I've got no interest at all. So no, nothing for me.
Easy's Land. Anybody think anything easy? I was looking at Easy's Land. He was favourite for it last year, wasn't he? At the festival in
He won
2021.
it one year, didn't he? Easy's Land. Did he win it
Yeah.
one year?
Yeah, he did with that French guy on it.
Yeah. Oh, the guy with his hand in the air.
Yes,
Flogging
that's
or
right.
something.
Rodeo
Was that
rider.
2020? He was favourite in 2021. Evans favourite, I think, when
It
Tiger
might have
Roll.
been 19. Because Tiger Roll won it
Is it?
twice, didn't he? Or did he win it once?
I'm gonna have to have a
Twice.
look while we're talking here. But I was looking, he's rated like £30 higher then or something.
Yeah, he's just totally
I
shown
think
no
he's pulled
form
up,
since then.
Yeah, he's either pulled up or been nowhere his last
Yeah.
5 or 6 starts.
2020 he won it. Sorry.
So
2020
he
was
won
when he
one
ran
year,
it
Tiger Roll.
with
Doesn't he
Plugeneux on
like
it.
heavy ground as well?
And 2021 he came second to Tiger Roll, and he was even money favourite, and he was off 167 then.
Yeah.
137 now.
He's a horse I can't get right, so I'm not backing him.
Only because I saw he was about 18-1. I thought that looks a bit long. But anyway,
He's got a couple of the cross-country ones, hasn't he, JP, that have seemed to just done nothing for a while? Because he spent a lot of money on that Prengard as well, didn't he? And well, I don't know has he even finished a race since he bought it?
He'll finish in the last race he was in.
He didn't finish it.
I don't think so.
No,
He's still going now.
out the back of the TV.
Terrible.
okay, so cross country done. Matty's got absolutely no interest whatsoever, and Alex and John are pretty much looking back as the same as what happened at Punchestown a couple of weeks ago, but with opposing views. Moving swiftly.
If you put a gun to my head, Delta with other than that now.
Okay, bud.
I think our mate, the Rain Man, who's not with us tonight because he's crying because he's got a cold. I think he'd probably have put up Diesel Dallier because I know that he's a big fan of Diesel.
He is.
Diesel Dallier.
Lovely, lovely. Moving swiftly along to the second race on the card, which is the British EBF National Hunt Novices Hurdle Qualifier, Class 3, over 2 miles and just under 1 furlong. 6 runners declared. Anybody had a look? Any interest in it? John?
Go on, John.
Yeah, just quick one here. I think Gentle Slopes is the one to be on in this, to be perfectly honest with you. He won the bumper here last time out. Milton Harris is in decent form, isn't he? He seems to do well at these meetings before the festival. I'm not sure what the form from that bumper's like yet, because I don't think too many have come out and raced, but they've stuck him straight over hurdles, so they must think he can go well here. It's not a strong bet, but looking through the field, I think he should be right in the mix.
Gentle Slopes. John then?
Might be a good name with all this frost about. Might need his skis.
About 5-1 at the moment. That's pretty decent. And 6 runners. Nice.
Yeah, I thought he was a decent price, to be fair.
He's not been well, Milton, has he either? If anybody's watching and who knows him, send him our best wishes. Was he ill abroad in Thailand or something? Had I seen he'd been in hospital? Milton Harris. I'm sure I've read something that he's not been well. He'd been taken ill abroad, and I think he's out of hospital now. But yeah, there was something. If so, best wishes. If not, ignore me. Batty, you got anything on this race?
Quite like Master Chewy. He was going to win last time out, wasn't he? Until he overjumped the last when he fell. And then I think it was 2 runs back. He finished 3rd behind Pickard, and he had that. He had time for Fortune well behind him that day as well. I just think Master Chewy, if he puts a performance like last time but stays on his feet, I think he'll win this.
Lovely, Master Chewy. Alex?
I'm going to cast a deciding vote, and I'm going to side with John. I also like Gentle Slopes. I watched Milton Harris's preview before the season, and he said he'd win his bumper, and then they go over hurdles. He didn't win his bumper, the first one. He finished 5th in the bumper that Encanto Bruno won, and then he won the bumper in November. And then after the race in November, he said they were going to go straight to the Challow hurdle. So obviously they hold him in really high regard. I mean, they may use this and then go to the Challow Hurdle afterwards. So, I mean, if they're talking about him having that kind of ability, he should win this.
You only like him because he finished 5th behind Encanto Bruno in one of the bumpers as
And
well.
I backed him in November, Matty, as Johnny will confirm.
I followed him in on it. Yeah.
I was going to say, what's this about this Encanto Bruno? I've never heard of it.
Find it on our Ante-Post 3 video if you want to know about Bruno.
It's all there.
We
Okay.
don't talk about Bruno.
Yes, you're very keen on that one, aren't you? And the form of the race.
Form's working out well.
Form's working out well, lovely. Right, so gentle slopes just about nails it there. Sorry, Matty.
All right.
So we move on to the 3rd and 4th races, which in our WhatsApp chat when we were talking about this earlier, we pretty much said was a bag of absolute shit. So we'll quickly touch on it, and if you think there's nothing, you can say there's nothing. The 115 novice handicap chase, class 3, 3 miles, 1 furlong, 4 runners. Mr. Coffee in here. He'll probably be a non-runner anyway. He's been pulled the last twice, hasn't he? Oh, good.
I know, yeah. Backed in the last twice as well, so he'll probably go and win.
I take it nobody wants to say anything about this race.
No.
Mr. Coffee will win.
3 and 4.
Ignore 3. And you also said ignore 4, which is a mare's handicap chase over 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs. We're ignoring this. I'm taking nobody looked. But then I had a quick look. And
oh, here we go. OJ special.
And well, you know, I don't like it. I like to pick long odds, don't I? And I've picked one out here.
Ooh.
Called Madeira Mist.
Tim Vaughan.
16 to 1 at the moment. Okay. Totally the wrong trip. But he's won the course and he won over 3 miles too, obviously a lot further in April. And the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th have all come out and won since. The 5th hasn't run, and the other horse, unseated, hasn't run. So I thought, you never know with Tim Vaughan, he might step one in here to be gambled on. So yeah, there could be a bit of juice in the price for Madeira Mist.
There'll be more juice in the price than there'll be in the ground.
Oh, don't. People are worrying. People are worrying.
That win was on the new course as well, wasn't it, OJ? So that's good.
You know what, mate? I have not looked. You know, I don't even know how I ended up looking. It was just quickly before we came on, trying to have a bit of research just in case anybody had picked anything for it. So yes, there we go. 225, and it's a handicap chase, 3 mile 2 furlong, class 1 race. Venetia Williams, Commodore, course and distance winner, top of the weights. Who wants to lead us? Matty, come on, you can lead the way.
No, come back to me.
Okay, come back to Matty.
You're still loading up.
Alex, you can lead the way.
I can start. I quite like one that I put up in October. He didn't win in October. He finished 3rd, and I think he'll go at least one better today. Well, Friday. I'm going to put up Captain Catistock. Got a great record at Cheltenham. He's had a 4th, 2 wins, and a 3rd. The 3rd was, as I said, in October, and the horse that won that race went on to finish 2nd in the Badger Ales chase, so 2nd to Frodon. So I think that form's working out quite well. Looking back sort of through history, he always improves for his 2nd run of the season, and I think he ran pretty well when he finished 3rd in October. So if we can get a bit of improvement in there, we know he's a strong stare. He's actually won over 4 miles at Cheltenham before, so we know he'll be staying on at the end, plugging on. So yeah, that's my selection. And at the moment, you can get a best price of about 6 to 1. Captain Catistock.
And Fergal's stable could not be in better form, could they?
Mm-hmm.
They're just banging in winners left, right, and centre. Like that one, John. I think you like that one too.
I do, yeah. Literally what Alex said. I mean, he's probably the filthiest, stinkiest each way you could ever find, isn't he? His record, I think 18 chases. He's had 5 wins, 2 seconds, and 5 thirds from his 18 chase runs. And like Alex said, he's had 2 wins over here as well. Thurgold's horses always go well. And Liam Harrison taking 3 off as well, is he, Alex?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so what's not to like on that?
Yeah.
So I think he's one for your play spots, isn't he? He'll definitely be in the frame. I can't see him being out of it, looking through the rest of them. So yeah, Captain Catty stock for me as well.
Lovely. Matty?
There's a few of my old favourites running in here.
There is, isn't there? I know which
Yeah.
one he's going to say. That bloody under supervision.
Yeah.
It's almost, I know it's not, but it's almost got the look of like a veterans race where it's just like the old favourites all running against each other. I know it's not. We're all not that old.
I mean,
but
I really like the spirit of the games in years gone by. I really loved Commodore. But John's right, yeah. I mean, I've battened on to you lads about this under supervision. I don't know how many times. So yeah, I'm going to be playing him at 92. Hopefully, he's improved over the summer to go a lot better this year. I mean, he pulled up on his last run in April behind Captain Catterstock. But he's run around Cheltenham a few times. Probably the best bit of form behind at Cheltenham. Probably when he was beaten 6 lengths by Corach Rambler back in December. But yeah, I'm going to stick with him. I think Sam Twiston-Davies will eventually get the best out of him. And he won 2 starts back, beating Mr. Malarkey by 1 3/4 lengths. Captain Catterstock beat Mr. Malarkey back in April by 2 1/4. So yeah, I'm going with Mr. Under supervision.
Under supervision for Matty and Captain Catterstock for John and Alex.
But I do love Commodore, and I'd love the old boy to own with.
Okay. And we're on to the 3 o'clock race. Catesby Estates Handicap Hurdle Class 3, 11 runners, 2 miles, and just under a furlong. Near enough a furlong. 2 miles and 1 furlong. Dennis Hogan bringing one over from Ireland in here. Mullenbeg running in here. John, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit left field in this one, actually, and go for the old favourite, Rouge Vif. I think he's a really, really big price. Now, he's been chasing a majority of his races over the last sort of 3 years, and he didn't show much on his return to hurdles. I think it was at Huntingdon last month. So it's a bit of a leap of faith bet, this. But if you go through all his races, he has won a Grade 2 hurdle in the past, although it was in 2019. And if you can return to somewhere near that form, he could be beating these, or he could at least get in the frame at, I think he's 20 to 1. I mean, I looked at Mullenbeg, but I sort of fell out with him earlier in the season when he cost me a Trixie. And then I think he went and got beat at something like 2 to 13 after that. And then he's wrapped up a 3-timer since. But I just don't like him anymore. Like, I've gone off him totally. And he might go and hose up, but I'd rather play the 20s on Rouge Vif, to be honest, than back him at 3s, because I just don't trust him anymore.
And you got Daryl Jacob on as well?
I've got good old Daryl on it for Alex, yeah.
Lovely. Lovely. That was anything, Alex. Matty?
I'm really keen on Mullenbeg. I think she, not he, John.
Sorry, she, yeah.
I think she's really improving. I mean, if you go back to point, she was second behind Deeply Superficial. That's when she sort of come onto a lot of our sort of radars last year. And she went and won a couple of bumpers, didn't she? This year, over hurdles. I think she's been beaten 3rd, 2nd, and she's won her last 3. I mean, she won her last one by 7 lengths. She could still be improving, but she's got £7 extra to carry today for this race. But no, I think she's the one to be on.
Mullenbeg for Matty. Alex?
Well, once again, I'm cast the deciding vote. And this time I'm siding with Matty. I can't believe it, but I'm going to put up Mullenbeg. It looks like the penny has finally dropped with her. Like Matty said, the form of the bumpers is pretty good. I mean, she was 4th to Lucia, who bolted up. Was it a couple of weeks ago in the
Newbury, wasn't it?
Newbury, one of our selections in the Newbury preview that we did, very successful
she was
preview.
then beaten
And
by
she
Queen's
also got
Gambit as
second
well.
to Queen's Gamble, and she was giving away just over a stone, beating 10 lengths. So I mean that bumper form's working out pretty well. Yeah, I think the penny's finally dropped. I think best price when I checked a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes ago, was 7-2. I think that's probably pretty good. I mean, if it goes out anymore, you could probably have what Johnny likes to say is a filthy each way. It goes out to about 4-1. So yeah, that'd be my selection.
You have a filthy each way double.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Oof. Lovely. So Mullenbeg for Matty and Alex. Okay, and moving on to the last race of the day, talking about old favourites.
Oh, don't.
Class 2 handicap hurdle, over 3 miles. And we could go straight to Alex because we know he's got an old favourite, a real old favourite in here. But Matty sent through a fancy earlier on, and he'd done his research. So Matty, I'm going to have to come to you first here.
Oh, take the
Go
wind out of his
to
sails.
Alex. Well,
Oh, you want to finish up? He wants the curtain call. Go on then,
Yeah.
Alex. It's going to have to be you, mate.
So I love Indefatigable, and she's my selection. She's got to be. She's my cliff horse.
Has to be.
I will follow her till the end of the year. She ran at Where the Bee last time out. She ran pretty well for a while, and then she just tired, I think, towards the end. I mean, she's the best price at the moment of 10-1. You can get 4 places as well on that with William Hill, which I think's filthy price really for her. Not filthy each way, but it's a filthy price. She's never really run a bad race at Cheltenham. I mean, in terms of race at Cheltenham, she was 5th in a mare's novice hurdle. She won her hurdle race after that in the April meeting. She finished 2nd I think it was a trials day to Dame de Campagne. She then came back in the March, then won the Martin Pipe, and I was very keen on her that day. She's finished 4th in a mare's hurdle, and that was to Black Tears, Concertista, and Roxana. So the form of that's good. And I think she was then 2nd in December last year. So, I mean, there's no bad races in there. She did run at the festival this year as well, 2022, and she came down when she looked like she was absolutely, well, she was flying. I was on at a big price, and when she came down, my heart just sank. But yeah, I think she'll run a big race, and I think 10-1 is far too big. I mean, if you can get 4 places each way at 10-1, what's not to like?
Love it. Love it. I know you love that.
I love this horse.
John.
Well, I'm a bit. This race a bit confusing, to be honest, because I'm not sure what the thinking of putting Duzart back over hurdles is at all. And at 13-8, I don't want to play that to find out. Like, it's just the stinking price, really, isn't it? So he might well go in Hoser, but I just don't understand what they're doing with him, putting him over hurdles in this. But another one who's sort of reverted to hurdles, but with a lot more sort of success, is Annual Invictus. And again, he won well here last month, so I'd rather side with him at more like 7-1 than the 13-8 on Duzart. His hurdle record's pretty good. He's got 4 wins from 7 races. Both his wins here are on the old course, but I don't think that'll matter to him because he's quite a prominent jumper and he does hurdle pretty well. So he'll be up in the pack, and I don't think that'll affect him being on the new course. So I'm going to stick with him. We know he's in form with that win. So yeah, I'd rather play him at 7s, to be perfectly honest with you.
Another stable in good form as well, Chris Gordon's. They've been going well, haven't they, for about a month or so now?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd rather play him. I just don't understand what Nicky's doing there with Duzart at all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right. Drum roll. You wanted the moment, Matty?
This is his big moment.
I didn't. This isn't. He's a bit of a pig, isn't he, at times? But me and John talked about this horse many times.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's a tread. Changed to Dan Skelton from Joseph O'Brien 3 runs back in October of this year. Running for Dan Skelton, he's running a chase, pulled up, running the chase, beating 38 lengths behind, hanging there. Ran over a hurdle last time out, beaten 22 lengths by Goshen. what caught my eye more was back in August, he won a hurdle race off 132. He ran off 141 behind Goshen last time out, and he can drop £5. He's racing on 136 today, and with it being the Skelton yard, he can. He's like sorting out his handicappers. So that caught my eye. Yeah. So 9-1, I think he's a good each way bet. He's had 10 hurdle runs. He's won 2, second once, and third 3 times. So he's only finished out the top 3. There's only been 4 times where he's not finished in the top 3 in all his hurdle runs. So I think 9-1's a good bet.
That's red for Matty. Dan Skelton's plotting it. Lovely. Well, fingers crossed that racing does go ahead. Alex, obviously, living down in Cheltenham, is going to keep us all informed. He said the frost covers are on today, aren't they, Al?
Mm-hmm. So, frost covers are on, but yeah, it's cold.
It's cold. We just got to hope and pray it's on.
Just hope the frost doesn't. I think that the frost covers usually work down to like -10. I think I remember someone saying once.
They've got them on quicker or something.
I'm sure they will have. I mean, they're very prepared there. I mean, think how much it must cost to get frost covers that cover that amount of track.
Jesus, yeah. Yeah.
Fully expect the cross-country race to be abandoned, though, even if the rest of the meet goes ahead.
Yeah, probably. We'll have probably two cross-countries in January, one on Trials Day and one on New Year's Day.
You can never have enough cross-country races.
I love cross-country.
Graham loves the cross-country, doesn't
he? Yeah, I'm sure Grandad will love this.
It's his favourite race.
Yes. Okay, so, right, okay, I'm going to throw it at you. Your pick of the day for Friday. 1 horse out of your selections that you've made. Matty?
3 o'clock, Mullenbeg.
Mullenbeg for Matty. John?
Captain Cattystock, I think, for me.
This could be a deciding vote again, Alex. But it's not going to be, is it? Because Indefatigable's in there.
As much as I want to say Indefatigable, I cannot tell someone that it's my best bet of the day. I think the best bet of the day for me would be Gentle Slopes.
Oh, right, okay.
He was very impressive in November.
Love it. Some good stuff in there then. Some nice strong selections. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share it, like it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Tell everybody to do their stuff. Comment away with old Wazza down there. And we'll be back soon to record for Saturday's meeting, hoping, of course, that the frost doesn't get in too deep by then as well. And also hoping that our good friend Rain Man's feeling a little better. We're all sending you our love, Ian. Battle on through, mate. This man flu. People just don't realise how bad it is. We're all thinking of you, mate. We're all thinking of you. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. And the usual, thanks to Lloyd at Hacked Up Racing Gifts. And everybody for watching. And we'll speak to you soon.